Hello, this is Cynthia Sue Larson with RealityShifters.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about karate, survival, and intuition. And these topics came to mind for me this month because I've been reading a couple of wonderful books about a couple of elderly gentlemen from two vastly different cultures who both achieved success in life in the face of wildly difficult and challenging situations, environmentally, politically, economically, to survive and thrive, despite the fact that they were pretty much doing so against all odds. I'm interested in their stories because I think that what they have to share with us as men who made it into their 90s with tremendous character. They have so much that they can teach us. And when I read these books, I didn't set out with that objective in mind, to be amazed, transformed, inspired, delighted by their stories, but that is in fact what happened. And the first book that I read was Tom Brown Jr.'s book called Grandfather. Now this is a paperback version of the book, and it's a little bit of an old one, but it's still a good one. I was amazed by the story in this book because the author, Tom Brown Jr., talked about being a little boy who was playing with a friend by the riverside, and they were collecting fossil stones, trilobites, and they were looking for the most complete trilobites they could collect when this elderly native indigenous person walked up and effortlessly went straight to one of the best specimens of the whole day. In fact, he found several that way, which definitely caught young Tom Brown Jr.'s attention. And Tom Brown continued studying with this man. This book is one of several books Tom Brown Jr. has written. I like it very much because this one is the stories about grandfather and his life. And he was also known as Stalking Wolf, and not much else is known about his exact identity, but the stories are powerful. So regardless where he came from or what his legacy might have been, we can all learn and grow from the fact that he taught phenomenal stalking and survival skills to a number of individuals, including Tom and his friend, so that people could pretty much thrive anywhere in the world, from the desert to mountaintops in the peak of winter. Regardless where he found himself, he was able to start a fire, build a shelter, find food and provisions, find water in the desert. And so it's a way of life based on listening and attuning oneself to the elements, such as water, and to things such as stones, so that the messages from each of these can be profoundly received. It also covers a lot of indigenous way of thinking about being a caretaker for the earth. This is a time when this message is more important than ever before, and it's something that each of us can start paying attention to. We need to be increasingly aware of the effect we have on the environment around our homes and our families, so that we can have clean water to drink and clean air to breathe, and all of that good stuff. So I highly recommend that book. I also highly recommend a book which is, I told you these are different, and this certainly is different. This is Karate-Do, My Way of Life, by Gichin Funakoshi. Now, Gichin Funakoshi is also known as the father of karate. He comes from a small island, Okinawa, in Japan, and he was studying karate at a time when it was illegal to do so, and it was against the law in Japan. So, in order to actually thrive as a young child who was quite weak and sickly, whose parents were concerned that their young son was not going to even make it past a few years of age, not only did he survive and thrive, but he went on to popularize the art of karate. But what I love so much about this book, once again, this is a collection of stories about this man's life, Gichin Funakoshi, and he underwent a series of difficulties and challenges in his life, from which he just resiliently bounced back, despite the fact that World War II was going on, that he was separated from his wife, that he went through times of poverty, that he himself was attacked. All these things happened, and much, much more. And what he really points out through these stories of his life, this memoir, is his character, the kind of ethical stance that he took toward life, and the importance of living an ethical life and being humble. And in fact, that's what I told you, these two stories have so much in common. That's exactly the commonality. The message that I get from both of these books, and I hope you do get time to read them, is that by focusing inside of ourselves on ethics and integrity and on listening, that we will enhance our ability to find our way through very challenging times that many of us are in right now, and not only survive, but thrive, and do so in a way that inspires others. So, until next time, I hope you'll keep asking that question I love so much. How good can it get? That question is one you can think of this month in terms of surviving and thriving, and karate, and intuition, and ways that you can enhance your inner character and your humility, recognizing that we are all part of one multiverse, that we are all connected together. So keep that in mind in that world of possibilities, where when we change what's inside, we can see results all around us. So until next time, this is Cynthia Sue Larson, asking you to remember to keep asking, how good can it get? Thank you so much.